and everybody just understanding that there was another culture somewhere. What happened? Everybody wanted to be a part of that. That novelty is gone now. So we are now part of the established conversation. Where you talk hip-hop, R&B, they mention Afro-beats, reggae, dancehall. We're established. So now, once you become established, you're not going to be looking for gimmicks anymore. You now have to, now is where the real workers, those that are making incredible music, genuine artistry will now be at the top of the food chain. Enter Burna Boy. There ain't no gimmicks. There's no gimmicks. It's all straight content. Hard work on stage, incredible music. Anytime you see that brother, you are getting 100% packaged artist. There's no dilution, no play. There's nothing there. If it's £100 a ticket, you know you are getting £100 and 50 words of artistry. There's no shortcut. No shortcut. And that is why Wizkid, this is something that has been sustained for over a decade. It's not film drama. You know, his status is not something that just came from TikTok or came from... We saw it from the ground up. And he has not only created this whole thing by just having hit records, the star power that we possibly might not have ever seen before he came. Wizkid was at the, Louis Vuitton fashion show, and him just walking out of the car, they knew that a celebrity was there. That kind of thing, no be too, you can't, that one is not something that you just wake up 2 seconds you get. It's impossible. Now you mentioned Davido. Look at David. David has surpassed any form of expectations that anybody can have for someone coming from this position. Born with a silver spoon, diamond spoon, but hustles like he was raised in the gutter. Nobody
don't even get American accent. That's the biggest cruise.
Nobody can be in his position and be that driven for success. I haven't met anybody in Davido's position that has the drive for success that he has. So when you put those people apart, you understand that this thing is no longer a joke. Do you know how many trends or viral artists we've had in the last 6-7 years? Now it's gone past that. What can you do when people put the spotlight on you and when it is time to deliver? That's what people are paying for now. Shows, concerts are being cancelled left, right, and center because
now
tickets are not
to throw you on the spot.
Yes.
I'm not going to mention artists.
Yes.
But I heard
yes.
that a chunk of the concerts
yes.
that were cancelled last year
yes.
was because people were not buying tickets.
No, it's not a matter of we heard. Everybody knows. It's because ticket sales have plummeted. Listen, bro, I'll give you this. It's not breaking news. One of the biggest festivals in Europe cancelled yesterday. In Amsterdam, Maya Festival. They cancelled yesterday, and these are the biggest, these are at least top 3 biggest Afro-beats promoters in the whole Europe. So it's not about it's because ticket sales have plummeted for a variety of reasons. A lot of artists have overpriced themselves, and promoters...
So Polo was right.
Polo is an OG now. Polo is not just talking. People might want to come and disrespect Polo. Polo knows what he's talking about. Polo is not just talking nonsense now. This is an OG in the game that has invested everything. He knows what's going on. He's trying to sell tickets for the last 10+ years. One Africa Festival is Polo's doing all around the world. That's been outside of Nigeria, that's been Polo's bread and butter, selling tickets. So he has seen trends.
But I want to say something. Burna Boy is still getting shows.
I asked a question on my page today. I said, how many artists are you willing to pay £100 a ticket for? There's going to be a few of those. Burna Boy is atop of that food chain. So anybody that pays Burna Boy, if you pay him millions, it's because he's bringing millions to your table. It's as simple as that.
But you see,
yeah,
you see. Sorry, I'm taking you back. I want us to touch on a lot of things. I try, as whatever it is I am, I try to price myself within a certain range. I don't want to work too much for little money.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to price myself. If 10 people who I believe can afford me, ask me for my rates, and don't get back to me, then I worry about my pricing. If 10 people who I believe can afford me, then you see it's different. Somebody pops up on social media and says, Daddy Freeze, I want your rates. I go to the person's page. I've never seen I see the kind of things the person is doing. I know this person cannot afford me.
Facts.
I know.
Facts.
Do you understand? I know. Now there are some people that will come correct and say, Daddy Freeze, this, and this is what I'm gonna. What would I get in return? Instead of me giving you a discount, I'll give you some extras. That's me. I never give discounts. But then sometimes when people are too quick to pay, I notice that I'm underpriced. Like when I was on 1 million, before I moved for my lives, before I moved to 1.5, I noticed that Daddy Freeze, I need you for the whole of next month. How much is it? They will not pay. I said, it's too easy. Do you understand? When I moved to 1.5, there was a bit of sluggishness.
Yes.
You understand? Then the next thing, it started to pile up again. Everybody calm down. I started writing we have moved to 2 million now per 1 hour on my live.
But
and then
you see what you're doing? You're gradually moving.
Now
a lot
let me tell you a
artists,
story. I called some people, some influencers. One influencer billed me $10,000 for a live.
Facts.
10,000 Nigerian influencer, $10,000 for a live.
Yeah.
So me, because at the point where I say, Daddy Freeze, people cannot be able to afford you at 2 million. I've met people that do 3.5, 5 million.
5 million.
There's
6
one guy
million,
that
7 million.
He charges 10 million. I was begging him for 5, saying, do it for me, 5 million. 5 million, I say, do it for me. So that made me realize that what value are people getting when they come to you? If you cannot supply that value, no matter how big you are overpriced.
Facts.
No matter how big you are overpriced.
Absolutely.
Let me give you an example. You said it. 150, you pay Burna Boy £100 ticket, you get £150 value.
1000%.
Look at Rema, for instance. He gave those in. I heard they paid him 3 million. Was it you that interviewed him?
No, he was one of the GRM daily guys. But they didn't pay him 3. They didn't pay him 3 million. They paid him definitely a lot less than that. Like incredibly a lot less. However,
did they pay him up to $1 million?
They paid him a lot of money. They didn't pay him the crazy numbers that were here. But they paid him incredible amounts. Remember, for one song performance, they flew him top-end private jet from Lagos to India, then top-end private jets from India to London. So the private jet cost alone would have been upwards of $150,000 to $200,000. That will not concern him. He went with a crew of up to 10, 15 people, 5-star hotel at the highest level in India. His hospitality and logistics alone could have cost them close to more than $250,000 to $300,000. That was facts. Then, thanks for coming to perform one song. Even if they had given him $100K, he was there for less than 6 minutes.
And he also will join the top league of artists like Rihanna. And
everybody was there. Kim Kardashian, everybody was there. So not only was the money important, the room was also important, because that room puts you in different business conversations. So at the end of the day, that performance could be worth over $20 million to Rema in the future, because he was among the top 6, 7 performers in the world that they got to come there. So when people were looking at how much he was paid, it's not only about how much he was paid, it's how much that appearance would eventually mean to the Rema brand to be in that room alone. And you mentioned Rema. That's another young artist now whose performance is worthy of top dollar. You see what Ashake is doing. Ashake now I don't even know what world that guy has come from. He's probably somebody that's been prepared for this opportunity for over 7 or 8 years ago. If you go and watch Ashake now, I'll tell you this for a fact. No matter how much money he charges, this brother gives the performance that's worth more. You know how money is to us in the UK. My daughter had bought tickets, her and her friends. They bought tickets of £90 before they even told their dad. They bought the ticket first to come tell me, say, oh yeah, give me my money, I bought the ticket. And that's because of what they saw Ashake doing last year. And his growth right now is telling us that people want more than just good music in the studio. We want to see, if you're an African artist, because of what the presidents that the great fella, Sonny Ade, all these incredible performers have set, as an African artist, if you don't come and bust it down, look at Burna Boy. Burna Boy looks like an Atlanta rapper, sounds like a reggae dancehall artist, performs like he's from Fuji in Ibadan, and sings like he's a high life musician from Port Harcourt, and he delivers everything on stage. He has a set for every single audience, from hip hop to R&B to Fuji to high life. Everybody gets the taste, and these guys will slowly start to separate themselves from the rest, because not only are they making incredible music, they're also delivering top performances that's worthy of the amount of money the promoters give them and the amount of money people are spending on the tickets. Now, going back to pricing, somebody said, how do you know when you've overpriced? It's very simple. If you're an artist that's highly in demand over the last 3 or 4 years, you're doing a minimum of 30, 40 shows, 50 shows a year, all of a sudden, you're getting down to lower than 10. You should sit down with your management and agent. Like I said, have a honest discussion with them before you have a depressive discussion with yourself in private. Or else, if you don't do that, you will start. Sorry, Jane, can you hear me?
Clearly, I did you.
You start to ask yourself questions in the private. That what am I doing? Is my music not nice? Is it not sweet? What is going on? But it's nothing to do with that. You have just gone a tad above what people can afford to pay you for and what they think they can make money from. Eventually, promoting an event and concert is not a charity. It is a business. So if the promoter is putting money at the table, he expects to at least make something back. So if people are investing in concerts and money is not coming back because people are not buying tickets, then there are two problems. They've spent a lot more money on the artists and less on the promotions. And guess who loses out? The promoter loses out and the artist loses out because nobody comes to see you. So let's be realistic. Nobody is trying to take down what an artist deserves or whatever. It's about realism here. So there's a genre in the UK that was very prominent 4 or 5 years ago. It's called...
Take it back from me. I just wanted to do a little bit. Yes, I just wanted to take a little because of my ulcer. I haven't eaten anything all day. That fish pie was ready. You are awful. Shopsydoo, you don't go. I will hear you.
Yeah. So that genre has reduced being played at clubs. That genre, Afro-bashment, has reduced being played on radio. And almost 95, if not 98% of those artists are not doing shows at the moment, bro. I'm talking some of my favorite musicians like Kojo Fons, Young Bane. Nobody's seeing them anymore. Because, one, when the trend goes, the one thing that remains is what you can deliver on stage and how your pricing can be handled. So if people are not handling their pricing well and the trend fades away, a lot of people will go with it. A lot of people, we'll talk about mental health in the entertainment industry. The #1 cause of mental health in the music business is how life changes in a minute. You were the one everybody was shouting about, going to arenas to see, and now you can't even fill up a club. That thing will affect you. It would affect you psychologically. It would impact the way you make music. You will not have the quality sounds that people want to come and hear anymore. But the major discussions need to be had that people have overpriced themselves because of whatever reasons. Everybody wants to compare themselves to the top dog. Like when we're talking shows now, everybody, the first thing people come and say is, then Whiskey, then Burna Boy, they're charging crazy money. Have you done the kind of work Whiskey has done?
100.
Burna Boy since 2018 October has not done less than 60 or 70 shows a year. Go and check the stats. Since 2018 October, Burna Boy has not done less than 60 or 70 shows a year. 2023, last year, Yemi Alade was on over 53 stages and over 32 countries in 2023 alone. If you are not doing their work, don't bother mentioning or going near those conversations. Don't even bother at all. These guys have been consistent for over 10 years. And for us internationally, we didn't start to enjoy Burna physically until 2016. So even though Burna was making hit records since 2012, he was part of the generation of the Davido and co. We didn't see him because he didn't travel to Europe until 2016. So when in 2018, when Ye and Co picked up, the guy never stopped. He's dropped an album every year for the last 6 years. And he has toured on every single album. I know his sister just did an interview. I'm sure people will go and watch that. I know promoters that booked Burna Boy for $2,000, $3,000 in the past. He didn't go just to the gigantic figure. He collected the small money. They did that. The Outsiders band, when it was created in 2016, was the 5-member band. And the core of that 5 members are still within now. The drummer, the bassist, the keyboardist, they just built the whole other 32-piece band around them. But he started with 4 and a DJ. So he built up. When you were talking there, that's why I was telling you that all you were saying is you're gradually building up. You didn't just go from 0 to 1,000. That is, I know artists that went from $2,000-3,000 in this Afro-beats to $25 charging within 1 month. They went from 2-3K to charging 20. They just sit down with their manager. Everybody is just in their bedroom on higher lights. They just say, oh no, 25,000, 30,000. People will pay when you are hot. But it's not about when you're hot. If you're a musician that wants to have a career, it's when you're not hot that people will really know about you as a musician. Because if it's about hotness, promoters will only chase people that have hot music. But people want to pay. When was the last time Sonny Ade had a song that everybody was singing? But Sonny Ade will never have a downtime as long as he's ready to perform. Because that's
now that takes me to the next level.
Yes.
A friend of mine, very close friend of mine, and his wife,
yes,
Polaito and Kola, they missed Justin Timberlake's show in the UK. Yeah. I think that was last weekend.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be there, but they didn't attend the show because they weren't around, so they gave out the tickets. And I'm like, Justin Timberlake still they perform?
Baba, O2 Arena is the no question.
I heard that many of these artists, even up till now, 50 Cent still performs. He still tours.
50 Cent did over 70 shows last year. He did 2 O2 Arena shows in London. He did 1 OVO Arena show. So he did over 50,000 tickets in London. In Newcastle, he did a 50,000 stadium. In Middlesbrough, he did a 50,000 stadium. Check the stats. 50 Cent. UK alone, he must have done over 20 days in the UK. Newcastle, Dublin, Scotland, Middlesbrough, he was doing stadiums. London was the only place he did O2 Arena 2 nights, and then he did 1 OVO Arena. They're touring consistently.
So a lot of our artists need to focus on their stagecraft. That is one thing that Burna is a king at. I want to say something. If you remember Fela, towards the tail end of Fela's life, I'm not sure he was recording albums. I'm not sure he was recording albums. Do you get?
He was just performing.
He was just performing. Just let me tell you how powerful Fela was. Fela was dying of AIDS.
Yes.
Inside prison. And the government began to panic that if this guy should buy for prison, they're going to have a big problem. So they now sent him home.
Yes. The place will be upside down.
I'd never heard of that kind of saying. They sent person home on to say, make it no give them problem. That's how powerful Fela was.
Yeah.
But Fela was not releasing new material.
Fela was, I think, we never appreciated him when he was alive. No.
Because I grew up during Fela's time.
I grew up too. Remember, me and Lola did the same class now. So I grew up.
Lola, by the way, let me correct you, Dr. Lola. She's on her way to be a professor.
Dr. Lola. Dr. Lola.
Shopsydoo, you were in ISI now.
I was in Mary Hill and went to Loyola College.
Okay.
Now,
Now,
my brother and you there for you are together.
You supposed to know Dr. John J. Now yourself. He's inside here. I saw him earlier on. I don't get glasses, so I don't know if you see the comments too well.
Yeah, me too. I don't put glasses on.
So, yes. Fela at a point was so powerful that his old music was enough for him to sustain him.
And on that, I want to now loop in Bob Marley. The old music that Fela and the likes of Bob Marley made is still what is sounding like honey to us now. When we listen to those songs right now, it's almost like they just created them 4 or 5 years ago. The production, the quality, the messaging, everything still stands true till today. That is artistry.
You see, I'm sorry I have to drag this in, and this might cause some controversy.
Yes.
But when you have prophets like Bob Marley and Fela,
yes,
Nigerian pastors seem to lose their power and relevance.
This guy, you know.
I'm sorry, I had to go there.
The problem,
I cannot finish listening to Fela, then come and listen to a Nigerian Jew, and the Jew makes sense. It's not possible.
What them Fela were doing, that's why I said we did not appreciate them. Yes, some of us did. We were lucky to listen to the music and stuff. But as a people, I think we did not understand the impact and the importance of their messaging. What Fela was doing at the time until today in his music was telling us as it is, as it was, and as it should be. And a lot of the religious people don't do that. Simple.
Drops mic.
Simple, bro.
Drops mic.
Simple.
And if you notice, both Fela and Bob Marley fought against the religious establishment.
Because they knew that that was one of the most crooked establishments in history. You know, it's there. It's clear.
My daughter Amarachi sent me something. And when I read this, I'm glad I raised them well. She said, when one person suffers from a delusion, it is called insanity. When many people suffer from this same delusion, it's called religion. Napoleon Bonaparte was quoted to say, religion is what keeps the poor from chopping the rich. Without religion, everything will be permitted. So when I saw this, these are the messages. I can still remember Imam na enjoyment.
Bro.
Emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
Those guys were incredible. And when you saw them on stage, that's the difference as well with the artistry. When you saw them on stage, they channeled every bit of the message that came from the music, that it was believable. I said something about Burna Boy recently. I said Burna Boy is going somewhere where every musician aspires to be. My friend said, what's that? I said the moment where your instrumentation is not spoken about, but your lyricism is. Every musician wants to get there. They don't want is the beat not the song that Burna dropped last, Higher. Can you remember the instrumentation? No, but it's what he's saying. That's where them Elton John, Phil Collins, Sonia Day, that's where they are. And that's
sweet
where
banana. Sweet banana.
That's what you'll be listening to what they're saying. When they say they want to release a song, people quickly want to go and hear what's going on. What can people, what's coming out of this message? And I think for us, it comes back to what you're saying. The artistry, the performances, we need to start to appreciate the audiences. People paying to come and watch you is the biggest compliment in the world, bro. Biggest compliment. So you can't come there and start to act like you are a celebrity that people have come to watch. And when people, so I said, when people came, if they come to see you last year and the performance was bad, you've already lost 30% of that audience. They're not coming back. Then you are now pricing yourself out of that market. You've lost another 30%. Now you're down to 40%. And as difficult as it is to find a hit record now, my brother, hit record, hey, bro, no, don't even bother. You're better off playing the lottery than trying to get a hit record now.
Absolutely. You see, getting a hit record is also 10% of the recipe.
Yeah.
If you are alive as a musician 3 years later after your first hit record, then you are moving on the path to greatness. 5 years later, you are on the path. 10 years later, you are great. Whiskey, David,
no question,
and Burna.
No question. Great. No question.
We had people who had hits.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Gongwaso was a phenomenal hit.
Groundbreaking.
Credibility.
Groundbreaking.
But the problem was, it was hard to follow up. Techno. Yeah.
I believe in techno like crazy, man. I'm such a techno fan.
The follow up.
Nah, I don't listen. But I'll tell you this. I've said it to a lot of people. Any one of the big names that you mentioned, anybody, 20 for 20, they don't fit defeat techno. And they tell you, 20 songs. Techno go battle anybody. I swear down.
No.
Techno
was out of this world. Techno was out of this world. We have Dotu here. Everybody's been telling me, bring Dotu.
Dotu has,
earlier on.
Dotu has things to say, because he wrote a big caption on my page today where he was talking about
all the send requests. How I want to bring you.
Dotu send requests.
And my eye not too good. Dotu send request. I can't see you, bro.
Bro, techno is a beast with hits. Kid Daniel.
Finally, don't send requests. I don't see him.
Kid Daniel is a beast.
Where's Runtown?
It's a different genius.
Where is?
So that is the person that we should
ask. To the 3 US.
Where is Runtown?
We don't play game. We don't play game. Enter your house. We do your compound now.
You know, it's nice that we're speaking in our zones. All respect to everyone in the house. We've seen comments. But we also have to be accountable. And I want to say this, as much as we want to be, you see, the thing is, the things we complain about now are things that we contributed and we built, because we're also trying to manage the system, manage the culture. But, you know, clearly the truth is we're gatekeepers. We're the ones who are liable to tell them the truth at the right time.
Facts.
But the truth is, we're not in an industry. Let me give you a typical example. What happened to the likes of Osagi Alunga when they came out and spoke the truth?
I miss that guy so much.
Everybody castigated guys like that. People will castigate guys like Joe Akan. People like me. When I come out and speak certain things, people will come out and say, hey, you know what? Because it's their faith. But the truth is, we all here have to be accountable. This thing we're talking about now are like majorly like things that were already sitting on the gunpowder, ready to blow, and now it blow up all up in our faces. First of all, I'll tell you something. If you're making music and you're not selling a personality, music is good, right? But you know the thing is, it's a lot more like Freeze already said. Talent is just 20%. So sometimes when you see people and their misdemeanor, like the same way, sorry, I want to talk about like Portable. I mean, not everybody's going to like him or how he is or how he goes crazy, but he's stuck to one thing.
And that's what?
His personality. So whether or not the music works, the other part works. But the fact is these things we're talking about is that we allowed it. when somebody comes on a microphone, lip syncs, and we accept it like it's not a big deal. Like, oh, you know, we perform and everybody just have fun and everybody goes home. But the truth is, we all have Freeze, Shopsy, all of us are also guilty of the same thing. Because for some reason, regardless of whatever it is, the guys that spoke the truth at the time, we should also encourage likes of those guys who were pundits, who touched on these major things then.
Agree.
But then suddenly now, listen, the truth is, you can't give people, if I pay for something, let it be worth me coming to watch you and see you. My money has to be worth what you give me. But you know the thing is, us as gatekeepers, we're the ones who introduce the music to the public. We're the ones who tell these people about these things. If we definitely say these are the standards, and we always keep, I know it's just a few of us that talk about these things. Look at that. Freeze and I worked in the radio for many years. Freeze is one of the guys who gets on the radio, is unapologetic about what he says, and he speaks his truth. But now everybody will castigate him for saying things like that. But you know, the truth is, at the end of the day, we're not in an industry where we actually like to hear truth. Once it's about our faves, nothing else matters. Well, one of those kids that are on that same level, I'll be honest, we're mentioning a lot of names. Please give it to Adekule Go2, who understands the craft, who understands the depth of what he's giving us. I said, I understand his fans and says, you know what, I'm going to give people what they pay for. And he continually transitions himself every single time, not giving us the same thing every single time, understands the crowd, changes with time. We also have to give it to Rema,
Flavor,
who is very intentional about what is. See, Rema is a person that you know understands his space.
special.
The only problem I have, I'll tell you the truth, is we should be able to book our own. We should be able to come and say, after the end of the year, I can see a Wizkid live, Burna Boy live, Davido live, Kiss Daniel live. Yeah, I know we have a couple of shows like that, but see it not to be strained enough to say, man, I'm not going to pay for this kind of thing. We need to start doing proper festivals. That we know that people can go and say, okay, after all, this is our own. I want to enjoy something from this guy, and I'll not have to go and cut my neck. But it also starts with the fact that I also don't blame these guys, because for some reason they've grown through the circles. I said something today. Sometimes these faves, they fool these younger ones. They make you feel like it's a money spinning thing. But the truth is, Daddy Freeze, you are here. There are times that we played CDs. There was no digital, there was no anything. We picked CDs from, and I said, this thing is hot. Gongwaso did not have a cover. His face was not on the cover of a CD, but it was a hit song. The truth is, they sell this narrative that, oh, I did it all. No. The thing is,
I've said the same thing about Timaya.
I
was doing request show, and people were calling asking for Timaya. I did not know who Timaya was. We did not have Timaya. By the time they made me look like I did not know my work, I drove into traffic the next day and bought the CD in traffic. I brought it to play on the radio.
Listen, to be honest, if you coin something great for yourself, enough to make music that can feed, that I can come and be inspired, it's okay for somebody to say, I charge this amount of money.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
But the problem with it is that there is ridiculous.
Yes.
There's also reasonable.
Yes. Yes.
There's ridiculous and there's also reasonable. Yes. At the end of the day, everybody should tour around the world, right? But they should always be a level of, oh, you know what? My people also should feel this. And I think at the end of the day, somehow, I don't want us to be the type of people that we have to sell our soul just because of what we're going to get. Yes, we all love money, but the truth is that at the end of the day, we also need to come back home and think, you know what? This is the grapevine. This is where it is taking from.
Apart from that, the reason why there's an opportunity everywhere in the world is because of the excitement that the fans back home gave. If the fans back home did not respond to the music or the artistry, nobody in the world is going to respond to it. So after artists have gone to the world to be celebrated, I believe performances back home should also be a part of duty, service. Because if not for these people, nobody in the world will hear about me. So when I'm speaking to the likes of Diola and you know Daria Talade and Co, and they're telling me that it's almost more affordable to book an American artist than to book a Nigerian artist in December. My hands, they fall completely.
See, let me tell you what's so funny. I mean, recently somebody didn't like when I came out and said, I mean, I'm a custodian for hype, and I love what he has done over time.
Yeah.
And I respect all the likes of Jimmy, Shorty, and everything. It's not like we don't want to see our faves come out and perform.
Yeah.
But last year, like you said, I already told them, I said, see, if you're a hype man out there, please change your rate cards. If you're an MC or compare, because listen, you guys are going to be, it's your time, which is not a bad thing.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, last year it's already happening. We just we need to have a culture. Also, you cannot really blame that because the economy also, and aside Nigeria, is the security is crazy. But I also feel like at the end of the day, we've gotten to a point where we need to start understanding that as much as we are gatekeepers, is the narrative we accepted. It's not that narrative. They picked it up, and now guess what? For some reason, maybe in our only two way we tried, but at the end of the day, like I said, it has blown up in all our faces. People like, I'm still going to go back. See, some people come out and say the truth as it is.
Yes.
But in a situation where we are in a place where the truth, listen, it is hard. It's so hard. Even our face sometimes they go on other interviews and be able to be open. They speak the truth there.
Yeah.
But when they come home, everybody's trying to.
Yeah.
We gatekeepers, and we should be honest. We also allow these things.
So let me give you something. I got a phone call yesterday from one of the top managers here, and he wanted, you know, he's coming to the UK. So he called me, Shopsy, you know, I go touch down today, blah blah blah. So I said, you've called me now. That's good. You need obviously a little bit of support and stuff, but you carry interviews, go give the people who know they promote you now. You go blow their platforms up. You refuse to give us the spotlight. But when you need a little bit of elevation and shocking, you come back to us for support. You can't go to those people that you gave the spotlight for. You don't go to them. Why is Davido such a unique human being? He's the one that would do a CNN interview and do Cool FM or Beat FM in the same day. Not that many people would do that. He's the one that will go and do Drink Champs and Breakfast Club in America and come and do YFM in Ghana the second day after. If we don't have a few people like that, even the media culture within African pop culture will be dead and buried.
Absolutely.
And that's why, you see, you see, I'll tell you something. I'm one of the few people who say, we don't have to talk just because we want to hit numbers and for clickbaits. It's not me. If you come late for my interviews, I cancel it. I feel like you don't respect. It's not about respecting me. It's the people first. I remember one time, Mayoko is a great friend of mine now. And I mean, the thing is, one time he came late for an interview, and I'm like, bro, listen, it's not about me. There's a time. Radio too costs money. There's a time. You know, it's easy for you to walk in sometimes and, get it. But then at the end of the day, just because I'm unapologetic, people are like, hey, what's wrong with him? What is it about that? But the truth is, let me tell you one thing. The moment we start caring about the people more, right, before us, before our pockets, and I also want us to understand this, right? Because let me tell you one. For example, I never knew Oli maintained. It was Daddy Freeze who knew him from Ibadan. I said, I put this guy on. Yeah. The truth is, at the end of the day, we also need to get back to that same phase where we see something young and hot, something hot and new, and let's plug on it. The thing is, we've done it for lots of people. Look at YC, Adekunle Gold, Nini Ola, even Omale. Forget all this one when they talk. You get what I'm saying? The truth is, at the end of the day, Omale was an artist that blew during COVID. Because his music came at a time that people were all in their feelings, right? And everybody talked about it like it was a proper radio hit. And everybody picked it up and blew it up, and that's it. Whatever is earning from that, great for him. But I'm saying that we also as us now, like we spend so much energy in putting people that are we've contributed to supporting them to where they're doing it good. They're carrying the flag. Let's continue with the other younger ones coming up as well. There's so many of them, right? I mean, I'm not happy. I like, do you know how much sometimes I think about it? I'm like, where's Nonso Amadi? I keep talking about it every single time.
Where's that guy?
You know, but the thing is, I mean, I heard he's trying to make music, but the truth is, like I said, we also have to spend energy and start looking at people that for some reason, right? Let's live their lifestyle. For example, like I'm not, regardless of whatever Brimo does, I don't really like his antecedent, but he makes good music.
Facts.
I will watch it, and I'm still going to rock it any day. So the point is, at the end of the day, like I said, see, we're all complaining now, but the truth is, at the end of the day, yes, we spoke our truth, but we also need to start giving that energy that we give those people that are already there. I give it to people that are not there yet. It's as simple as that. And Shopsy, like I said, you know, you and I, you're a great guy. I love you so much. I love what you do for the culture. Sometimes, a lot of times, we don't even agree. As a matter of fact, we have the same name, which although that one we'll talk about one later. But that's by the way, bro. That's by the way. That's by the way. But Shopsy, let me be honest. It's in our hands. Daddy Freeze and all of us. I know we've tried. Daddy Freeze, you don't try. Daddy Freeze, you don't try. I mean, from days of what's that popular TV show that you did with Ansuna? What's the name of that show?
Coca-Cola Mega Millions.
Exactly. You know, well, shout out to them. I'm a Pepsi boy for now. But all the same, let me just say this, right? Shopsy, I think now we need to slow down.
It's work.
The guys that are there. We love them. They have opened the doors. Let the other younger boys now start to do this so they can get there as well.
I
We spend more energy giving so much power to people that has already been there, right? But the truth is, right now, we can talk about Burna, talk about all these people, David and all that. Look at Rema. Rema came out and said, I'm part of the big four. And that's the truth. But guess what? They can be a big five. They can be a big six.
They can be a big...
We need to start giving the same energy to likes of, the younger ones, like, let them, so it's not easy. I also want people to understand that, see, you can't help everybody, but people day. See, bad boys day, badder than bad boys day, badder than bad boys and girls day. The same thing, if we didn't have that culture of building people with us, how Fireboy won't they enter? How Gucci take enter? How Ruga take enter? How YC take enter that time? How Kurede Bello take enter? It's not about who the world record label they sign on or anything. People deal with they sign on record label and they still don't blow. What are we talking about? So at the end of the day, it is all the love and all the energy we all put together as one. I know somehow deep inside our hearts we're hurt about so many of these things. But even me, I tell like this, actually what I know I will carry for head. I know if you book them. For my friends, when we say we rock together, I know if we call them for phone, they're unreachable, they're not accessible.
I swear.
But at the end of the day, guess what? We keep living because let me tell you one thing, it's not an industry where you should feel entitled. Just keep working and making sure other people go on with you. That's it. And that's why I wanted to come on this conversation because listen, I hear it. I saw Polu, Baba. Polu, I understand. Baba, when I tell you that time, I tell Polu, I tell him, Polu go come. Now the people in the call. Now your people now, you know if you book them again, it don't hard. But guess what? People like us that we put all the energy and some other people like that, they try, but Baba, now you don't see. You say I don't clear now. When they talk that time, it don't make sense. Now it don't make sense now. Because then, please, bring back likes of Osagi Alonge. Bring back likes. Elevate guys like Joey Akan. Let they speak the truth. We don't like it, but it's the fucking truth.
Osage, man.
Language.
I love Osage, man.
Warriors gone for language for this Instagram.
I don't go lie to you. Osage is one that I personally miss a lot in the game. When I want to watch interviews now, I only ever watch Do2dun's interviews now, or if I see that the free is online, like the one I saw today, it's almost like it's scarce to get interviews where things are in-depth anymore. The kind of conversations we have with artists, because of the status that a lot of these artists have had, the new media personalities and the younger OAPs sometimes don't have the status to have certain type of conversations with them. You know, I watched your interview with Charlie Poppy, and I saw how you approached one of the biggest questions people wanted to ask. Even he himself don't know how.
Okay, so see, Charlie Poppy came on the show and he was prepped up that he was already told not to say much, right? But at the end of the day, you don't owe it to me. You owe it to the public, right? But at the end of the day, let me tell you, regardless of whatever persona you have or personality, I'm still going to do my job, right? I always want us to understand this, and this is the thing that I learned, right? And I always still go back to the likes of Daddy Freeze, Olisas, and all of them, because there's one thing we always say. You see, you can be a superstar on the radio. That's for you. But some people come before that, and that's the people. We are giving, let me tell you the mistake we've made. We've given the microphone to personalities. The microphone is not for personalities. The microphone is for people. Whatever that microphone now builds you to, that's good for you. And whatever you do with the microphone, that's on you. But the people come before that microphone. The problem is that we have become a culture where we're giving personalities the microphone and forget the people. Regardless of whatever you're doing, the people fucking made you, right? And where we need to go back to that same culture of saying that regardless of whatever it is, I know I'm a superstar, but listen, at the end of the day, the job comes first. Let's stop thinking and panning to what they feel or what they want. We pan to what they want they feel. No, it's not what about what I feel, not what about what he feels.
Questions.
You get what I'm saying? Recently, I was on a show where somebody said, go and check it out. I did a video stuff about well, what's his name? DJ Adams did top 10. I think we're doing a top 30 or 20 songs, maybe love songs in Nigeria. There's a guy that's on that chart I don't like. I don't like him, and you all know him. I'm not going to give him the record for maybe.
I can.
But that's his own. But like I said, but you know the funny thing is, regardless of it,
you mentioned.
Go and watch that interview. Go and check that interview. I did that just a month ago with Frankie Dole. I still mentioned him because, well, fuck the guy. About the music, I'll give it to him at the time that he deserves it. It's never about me.
Yes.
It's not about you. It's about the people.
Facts.
That's it.
Facts. Appreciate it, man. You know, it's very important that we have these conversations that people like us link up once in a while and find ways to move forward, find ways to look for new talent. I know DJ Big N has a new show where he's trying to discover new talent. Let's just, for me, I put my platform up for collaborations to be able to see into worlds where I cannot reach. And I think that's how we can look into different areas and look at some of these new artists that we can elevate. Hopefully a lot of them are learning from conversations like this. You will never ever get conversations like this anyhow. It comes once in a while. It's only a blessing that we can bring people like this together. Even Polo, like when I saw him, I didn't even hear what he was saying before I reposted it. Because those people, the gems that are in their hands, a lot of people think it's all fun and games. Gems, they've walked the walk, they've talked the talk.
Open land. But like I said, maybe you guys wait till I write my book. It's called Do Not Believe the Hype. It's coming.
Do not believe the hype.
It's coming.
From one energy god to the other.
To the other.
Thank you, guys.
Shout out to everyone. And please, apologies that I used the F word. You know, we were just with the band.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Daddy Freeze, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Peace out,
brother. I kept quiet so you guys can talk because I also wanted to hear and learn. You see, when it comes to music, especially in this part of the world, people like Do2dtun have had more access over the years than many of us. He practically grew with these people. So a lot of people might not realize it, but listening to him talk on this is his forte. This is where he has a PhD. They never just give him. They never call him doctor. He never write thesis. But he has a PhD in this field. Same thing with Chopper. Chopper, do you remember when you interviewed me in London about 15 years ago?
1,000, of course, at least over 12 years ago. 805. You were talking about the top. No, it's there. The
that time, when Shopsydoo interviewed me, Whiskey and David were upcoming.
Facts.
Whiskey and David then were upcoming artists.
Facts.
So,
I love you, Big N.
Guys, thank you so much. We're gonna have another. I'm gonna try to have another session tomorrow and bring more people from the industry.
Please
let them talk more about this industry and let us see what the way forward is.
Please do.
And big shout out to the top.
I want to drop this very quickly, just because I wanted to buttress what I said earlier about bringing new people in. There's something Big N does that's called Discovered.
Yes, I said
platform
it here. Discovered.
Is growing, Daddy Freeze, and maybe you guys can actually sit down and talk about it.
1,000.
But Big N, Daddy Freeze go collect equity. You know they do no good, Baba. It's so small.
Maybe tomorrow I have a session with DJs.
Yeah.
So Big N, make I enter your DM.
Bring equity, then we can talk, bro.
Session with DJs.
Yeah.
You understand?
Big N, Big N, I bet that encyclopedia. That guy, I swear.
No, Big N, I go enter your DM. It's going on. It's going on.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate you.
Take it easy, guys. Take care, man.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, dear, to the viewer. Shopsydoo. I should label this particular live the energy gods. God bless you guys. See you all later. And the full interview with Paulo is dropping on my YouTube channel in about 30 minutes. So follow it, youtube.com /Daddy Freeze Teaches. Once again, youtube.com/Daddy Freeze Teaches. DADDYFREEZE. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's right there. It's so easy. Just hit the subscribe button. So this one is also going to be on YouTube. I'm going to put it up on YouTube. So guys, be very, very careful. Big shout out to Dr. John J. I'm dropping this on my page and I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to put it on all the platforms too. So guys, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Once again, subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. It's available on YouTube. If you want to watch this, go to YouTube and search for Daddy Freeze. And remember to subscribe, okay? So you can catch the full interview with Paul O. Daddy Freeze, what's on the wrist tonight? Cartier Calibre de Cartier Diver. Limited edition. What do they call them again? They're no longer making them, so they're discontinued. The whole Calibre de Cartier line is discontinued, and this one was one of the rarest ones. It's called amorphous diamond-like carbon. That's the whole black, and then 18 karat rose gold bezel and 18 karat rose gold screws and crown. So that's it. It's Friday. Have you ordered suya? You guys don't send me money for suya. So all of you are saying, I should order suya, Did you send me money? You know my account details. How much suya? 50K suya, 100K suya. Anyhow, you order them. Yes, so discontinued. God bless you. God bless you, Dr. John G. I'm ordering. Ife Sinachi, how are you doing, my sister? So, see ya tonight. Take care. Love. How do you do that sign? Before I go and do Illuminati people sign. All right, guys. See you later. Alligators. Take care. Good night.